Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Be Free podcast. And I was kind of tempted to go this week without recording a podcast. However, I thought I'd throw in a super fun one and see if I can keep it under 25 minutes, which is going to be an incredible challenge. So today's podcast is going to be all about manifestation tools that you can weave into your day-to-day life. So I have 20 different manifestation techniques that you can use that I am going to introduce you to really support you in dialing up your life, dialing up your frequency, dialing up your vibration, um, making you kind of like this super attractor to all the things you desire, all the things that are meant for you, guiding you back on your divine plan, like all the good things. So whether you are looking to manifest a new job, more money, maybe you're feeling like super content right now and you're like, oh gosh, now I feel a bit guilty, like manifesting, then that's okay too. Let's manifest miracles. We don't always have to be specific. We can manifest miracles into our life as well. What I would say is doing these practices are so much fun. And when you begin to see things begin to happen and come into your life, you're like, holy shit balls, this is amazing. So I really hope that some of these support you. There's maybe some that are new. And if you want to ask any more details on any of them after this, please do reach out. Um, a lot of it is based around working with your vibration, and that is something I'm hugely passionate about. And it is the first part of my Metamorphosis program. And as I'm sitting here recording this, we only have 6 spaces left for my group program Metamorphosis. So I will pop the link to that in the show notes. Where we spend like the first part of the process is all around working with our vibration, our emotions, our frequency, the law of attraction. Before we move on to connecting to our authentic selves and our purpose. So a little bit, I won't spend too long because I do want to get through these 20 things, but when we are thinking about the manifestation, simply manifestation means to make real. So you don't have to think about it as this crazy, off the wall, woo-woo situation. Really is about getting clear on what we desire, taking aligned action towards what we desire, and then surrendering. So by aligned action, that doesn't mean controlling until the thing becomes yours. Like it will be mine, right? It like really is not that energy whatsoever. It is just like, oh my gosh, okay, I like love this. This is what I desire in my life. It could be like deeper friendships or a beautiful relationship with your partner, or like I've worked with people manifesting children and new homes and new work opportunities and people in their love life and new businesses and all sorts of different things. So it basically means just to allow those hopes and dreams to come true, because so often we will block those hopes and dreams because we're like, oh, well, it's maybe not for me, and I'm actually okay where I am. I don't know why I'm thinking I would like this thing or situation or feeling. So know that all of these are epic things that we can all do, and they're all going to add something to your life. So have fun. Let's begin. Let's dive in. So yeah, sorry, back before we jump in with number 1. Law of attraction is basically works on the theory that what we put out into the world energetically will return to us, or we need to be operating on the frequency of our desire in order for it to come in. The thoughts we have, the actions we take, the beliefs we have, the words we use are all causing things to flow to us or away from us. Okay. And we can use that to really, really support us in reaching our goals, hopes, dreams, desires. So what we put out there is what we're going to get back, a bit like when you're thinking about karma. and also just being really in the right alignment of what it is you desire. Okay, numero uno, and I love this technique because yeah, I am going to struggle to try and keep this to 25 minutes. But anyway, I love this technique. So the first technique is scripting. Now, why I love this is basically because it will put you into the vibration of your desires. So when you're scripting, you're simply writing out your desire as if it has already happened. So it's funny because I found my manifestation box just like last week, and I was reading through some of the things that I had written in there prior to moving house, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy in my new home. I feel so expansive. I'm loving having people to stay, da 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 da. And I had scripted all this out before, and now that is actually happening. And I'm like, I love it. I love how these things work. So basically, when we are scripting, we are writing things as if they have already happened. And you can do this, like I do this almost every day, not every day, but you can do this as a form of a gratitude practice as well. So often I will give gratitude for the things that I am desiring or the things that I am aiming to manifest as if they have already occurred. Okay, so an example of this, I'm not wanting to say like we're not all wanting to manifest Range Rovers and stuff like that, right? However, I did want to manifest a Land Rover at one point, and I did have that, and I was writing, I am so grateful for the heated seats in my Land Rover, da 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 da. And at this point, I was driving around in my £3,000 Nissan Nikki, who like rocked and was the best car ever. Anyway, I did go on to manifest that Land Rover and freaking loved it. Loved that heated seat. So there you go. So scripting. Number two, clear goals and intentions. So setting some clear intentions about what you desire is really helpful. Not only just from like, this whole spiritual woo-woo manifestation stuff, actually from a psychological point of view. So when we are thinking about supporting our brain, getting clear on our purpose, it's going to help guide us towards the things we desire. Okay, rather than us just going, oh yeah, maybe like that might be okay, or so when we have clarity, it's a lot easier for things to come and flow to us. So setting clear goals and intentions. Now, I do this, I work with the energy of the moon as well, throwing in an extra 21st manifestation tip. So around the new moon, I will write my goals and intentions for that moon cycle. And then at the full moon, I will check in again, reflect, release things that aren't working for me again, so that I can move myself into greater alignment. So scripting, clear goals and intentions. I feel like it's like that memory game, where like each person says a like thing. You have to go back round and try and remember them all. Okay, next up, vision boards. So I have a vision board workshop that you can access on Udemy. I have done these multiple times in person and online, but vision boards are so powerful. Our brain works in pictures. So when we can actually visualize and see the thing that we desire, or and this is what I'm saying, it doesn't have to be a physical thing. So one of my vision boards was really focused around the sensation of calm and peacefulness. So I had pictures on there that invoked that sensation in me. So when I looked at it, I instantly connected to that vibration. And when I was making decisions, I was like, okay, does this make me feel that way? No, okay, I'm making that decision based on that. So you need the clarity to do the vision board, and then creating the vision board will allow you to see really, really clearly. Okay, mantra. So I love using Kundalini mantra and Sanskrit mantra to support me with manifestation as well. This is something that you might want to look up. It's a bit like too much to go into, and this like I could do a whole episode on it, but working with the Har mantra, the tantric Har, Har, and also I work with the Sanskrit mantra Om Gum Shrim Maha Lakshmi Ye Namaha. So it's like Om Gum Shrim Maha Lakshmi Ye Namaha. And you would do that 108 times. And the Har mantra you do for 3 to 11 minutes. So really, really powerful practices to shift energetic blocks and things, and Lakshmi to work with the goddess Lakshmi. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing that maybe you haven't tried and you might like to look into. Number five, subliminals. Now, I love using subliminals. I use them in so many different ways, and I will use them whilst I am working, whilst I am cooking, just like have them on in the background. So basically, you cannot hear the words that are being uttered, but you will, they're behind the music are like affirmation based things to support the reprogramming of the mindset in order for you to be able to manifest the desired outcome. So it could be like, say it was for weight loss, like I love my body is so healthy, I make incredible choices, but all of this is layered behind music. So your subconscious mind can hear it and listen to it, but you don't actually hear the words. So beautiful to just have on. I have like always got subliminals on when I'm doing my accounts. Excuse me, I'm just taking a sip of my cacao. To just have that in the background to just really support you. Okay, solfeggio frequency music. So I use this a lot. I use this in my coaching programs, use this with my clients so that we are beginning to support our body on a cellular level. So these pieces of music are set to specific frequencies that help support us with repairing our cellular DNA, and help us reach the specific frequencies of certain things such as love, miracles, overcoming anxiety, like all these different things. Again, you can have that on playing just as you're doing things, as you're doing your yoga, or even as you're meditating or journaling. And this is what I'm saying, like manifestation, we can weave it into our lives in so many ways without consciously having to like think, oh, I'm away to go and do my manifestation work. Yeah. Number seven, cinnamon through the front door at the start of the month or the new moon. So basically, I use ground cinnamon and I pop it in the palm of my hand, and at either the first day of the month or the new moon, open your front door and blow that cinnamon in. And as you do that, set the intention for the cinnamon to bring prosperity, abundance, and to protect your home and environment and clear any lower vibration energies. So you can just say that out loud. You can say it in your mind. You can even look up on like online on Pinterest or something, cinnamon ritual, and you'll get lovely little quotes and rituals that you can say out loud. But again, intention is the key behind all these things. So just, not having to know all the words, but just to the intention of this is what you're wanting to bring in. You're wanting to welcome that in. Question I always get asked by people who live in flats, which door do I blow it in? Right? So both, blow it in the front entrance hallway to your flat or apartment building, and then also through your front door. I'm sure your neighbors will be very grateful for you welcoming in abundance to your block. Emotions. Okay, so getting really clear on the emotion of what it is you desire. How do you feel when that desire comes in? Like, it's okay saying like, oh, I don't want to feel anxious anymore. How do you want to feel? I want to feel calm. I want to feel spacious. I want to feel freedom. Like tuning into that and then doing something that brings you into that emotional state now. So say it like freedom, for example. Maybe that's just going for a walk by yourself, like just taking yourself into nature. Maybe it's like being in your garden, spreading your arms wide, like breathing deeply, like getting yourself into the frequency of the emotion of whatever emotion your desire is a great way to help shift you. Number nine, incremental upgrade. So I shared on my stories recently about this, and I got some awesome messages. And so incremental upgrade is upgrading something in your life to show the universe that you are worthy, that you are ready. Now, here's some examples of things that I have done. And also, as I study Feng Shui, like I'm studying Feng Shui personally, just because I'm like really fascinated by it. Like, replacing broken items, for starters is a big one. So say you've got lots of chipped cups and things like that, like maybe replacing one at a time. Like it doesn't have to be like a huge like mad expense, or somebody in one of my courses, and if you're listening, I won't say your name, but like on my courses upgraded the hummus that she bought, and I was like, I love that, right? Like it doesn't have to be something like crazy like your car or your house or your neighborhood. It could literally be so recently we upgraded our bedding, We've upgraded our towels. So we got rid of all the towels that we've had like for over a decade that are all like really mismatching and we just like cling to for dear life. So bedding, underwear is a good one. Just like something that's going to make you feel special. Like, is it buying? So rather than buying like you're like, oh gosh, that loaf of bread's like crazy expensive. Like, do you upgrade the loaf of bread or the bar of chocolate or the shampoo or like the glass of wine? So that it's something that you truly enjoy and deserve. And then you could go bigger. Yeah, like, you know, the holiday, the home, the car, the like, and these all sound like really, really physical things, but it could be like an incremental upgrade on friendship, right? Your friends, like, be like, sorry, uh, you're not working for me anymore. I'm not suggesting you just like bin your friends, but thinking about the people who do serve you and spending more time with them. So upgrading in that way. Okay, number 10, using envy as a signal for your desires. So, kind of in the spiritual world, I guess it's like, oh no, we can't be like envious of people or, desire what other people desire or whatever. But it is like a human trait, and I want you to view it differently. So if you see somebody with something, you're like, oh my gosh, I would love that, or I would love to be doing that. These are like little nuggets to tune into and think, oh, this is interesting. Like, do I actually want that? Is that what I truly desire? So you can make a little list of when these things arise and tune in and think like, oh, like one thing it came up for me recently, here she goes again, full full disclosure, opening up. But like disposable income. So like just like wanting to go and get my legs waxed, and like a friend was like getting her nails done and her legs waxed. Obviously, like my disposable income, I have made the choice that it goes towards like my horses and my horses' nutrition and my nutrition and da 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 da. But I saw that and I was like, oh, interesting. So that will be a desire for me in the future, like just to go and just get somebody else to like wax my legs and not me do it, and like go and get my nails done and get a facial regularly. I'm like, oh, how divine. So using that little desires that you witness in others, as a little roadmap for yourself. Okay, using aromas to signal your new life and what it will smell like. So I've got my diffuser on just now. I love using scent, anything that's going to engage your senses. So say like you're in a flat just now and you want a house, or you want to live in or you're in the city and you want to live in the countryside. Like maybe you buy yourself some pine oil, or like yeah, some like cedar wood, or like something that's going to give you that earthy vibe, and you start diffusing that now so you can begin to connect in with that smell. Affirmations. So I have affirmations audio on Insight Timer, a manifestation one. So listening to affirmations can really, really support you in just again building that mindset and bringing forth what it is you desire. 13, visualization. So visualizing your dream life as if it's already happened, a bit like the scripting. So I have a dream life meditation on Insight Timer as well. Again, I will hook that up in the notes. But just tuning into your hopes and dreams. What does that look like? What does it feel like? How do you feel? Where are you? Who are you with? What are you wearing? Like, so say you're wanting a meeting to go well, or you're wanting a specific job, you can visualize yourself at that interview, like the interview going really well, you being so fascinated by the company, the people being really lovely, that like getting that job offer, how are you going to feel when it comes through? Like really begin to visualize and get into the energy of what it is you desire. I'm getting so fired up now. I'm so glad that I started recording this podcast this afternoon, because it's Thursday afternoon. I don't work a Friday. And yeah, I've got a ton of stuff that I actually need to get through. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I doing this? And now I'm like fired up, like, yeah, I can do it. Like, visualize it. Come on, girl. All this stuff is going to happen with ease and flow, and you're going to love it. And I am. I am loving recording this podcast for you right now. Um, Gratitude practice. So daily, daily, daily practice of gratitude. We do this in our Soul Sanctuary membership every single day. We need to show the universe, we need to show ourselves that like we're grateful, like now, here in the present, without the manifestation, like right now, like things are good, like things are good. And that keeps our vibration in this higher, open, receptive state than like, oh God, don't have enough money. I hate my job. My partner's a dick. Like whatever. So like when we can begin to have that space of gratitude, like actually I love my life, my dog's very cute, like whatever it is, it's like coming up in your gratitude practice. I'm laughing, mine is like so Scottish, like my gratitudes right now in the moment, I'm often writing about like, oh, I'm so grateful it's a nice day to get my washing hung out, and yeah, blue skies doesn't happen often here, so it's very, very exciting. So being grateful, shifting you from that space of lack, using a manifestation tracker. So you could do this in a journal, you could have a spreadsheet, you could use, there's an app called the Lucky Bitch app by Denise Duffield Thomas, where you can actually track, that's more for monetary stuff. But again, you can use it just to attract in, like, to log the things that are happening. Because so often we will receive things, and if we're not actually paying attention, like, I have had somebody say to me the other day, "Oh God, I don't really manifest," and I'm like, "Hello, you just got your lunch bought for you, and you just like got this new contract, and da 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 da," and then I'm like, "Oh yeah, like I never actually thought about that." So think about the things that are coming to you. You have a client whose neighbor made her bread the other day, took it to her door, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love that." And because she is logging and she went through my manifestation workshop, she's now seeing all these incredible things that are flowing her way from just like simple gifts, like well, it's not simple, is it, making a loaf of bread, but like, somebody giving you a loaf of bread, or like maybe somebody offering to look after your children, or like fix your car. Another friend who like neighbor helped her fix her car. So like all these things are happening around us, but when we're not witnessing them, we're missing the miracles. We're missing the miracles of life. So having a little log, just watching a white feather float past my window. Oh, beautiful. Need to witness them. Anyway, I shall jog on. Decluttering. This is a great place to start. It doesn't matter what you declutter. Tidy your desk, clean out your sock drawer, sort that kitchen drawer out, like clean and clear the energy so that new stuff can come in. So think about areas of your home that are maybe cluttered, whatever, wardrobe, gift those things away so somebody else can appreciate them. Really, really powerful practice. Again, a huge part of Feng Shui as well. Get yourself watching some Marie Kondo and Netflix, and yeah, get inspired and get on that journey. Token item. I wonder how I'm doing for time. It doesn't actually tell me. So interesting. I feel like it's like a little challenge I've set myself. Token item. So the token item is basically buying an item for like to symbolize that desire. So for example, before I bought this home, I bought a little plaque that says happiness lives here. And I put it in my wardrobe and I left it there. And once we moved house, I'm like, I popped that up. In before I opened my well-being space, the sanctuary, I was up at my little beautiful spiritual home, Findhorn, and I treated myself to this mobile of angels. And I said to myself, when I have my own well-being space, I'm going to put that up. And I did. Like once the sanctuary opened, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got this thing. So I went and did that. And then now it's up in my home studio here. And it's just such a joy to look at and remember, like, oh my gosh, I bought that like before then. So maybe it is, let me think, what might you want to manifest? Like say it's something around health. So like I have well, that's more an incremental upgrade. I had a client who upgraded her trainers, so that's more like an incremental upgrade. So the token item is something that you put away. So again, if you're listening to this said client, just using you all as an example, but I had another client who's looking to manifest a house with a garden. So she wanted wind chimes. That's what she was going to buy. And then anyway, she got gifted them. And I'm like, this is the ultimate manifestation. She was going to buy them as the token item. And then she got given them as a present from someone. And I'm like, there you go. You don't have to pay for your token item. The universe is just delivering you these things, showing you that they're coming. So, token item. Manifesting with the moon, I did actually touch on that earlier. So, new moon, set your intentions, full moon, release, let go, celebrate the journey. Number 19. So, what I mean by that is if you have a big goal, how are you going to celebrate it along the way? So, for example, my forest therapy course, like I found that really quite challenging, and the prospect of all the coursework, like I do still have kind of like fatigue and brain fog a bit from the PPPD stuff and perimenopause combined. And it's like, oh my gosh, how am I actually going to get through all this stuff? So I broke it down into smaller chunks and I'm like, okay, when I do such and such a part, then I will take myself for a chai latte. When I get such and such completed, then I'll take myself away for the day. Like when I get such and such, like celebrating yourself along the way. And then also like when you achieve, so when I did my spiritual life coaching qualification, I was working with a coach in America at the time. And she again got me this whole like breaking down, celebrating the process. And at the end of it, she was like, okay, so when you qualify, like what are you gonna buy yourself? I was like, or do or whatever. So for me, I wanted to buy a chimenea for my garden, totally random. Um, and I end up buying a fire pit instead. But yeah, like that was my celebration to me, like, yeah, you freaking did that. Like you finished that qualification and there you go. Okay, number 20, finding proof. Finding proof what you desire is possible, right? So um, my husband is doing some caddying this summer, and some of the people he meets are like billionaires, millionaires, all this kind of thing. And I just thought it's so interesting and fascinating, like, you know, especially like I think within the UK right now, there is this whole like, you know, like cost of living crisis, and like there's a lot of negativity towards like finances in particular. However, when you're coming into contact with, or you can see like through a biography or through a podcast or something, okay, this is actually possible for other people. So why shouldn't it be possible for me? So we can expand our consciousness and expand our awareness through proof. So when I got diagnosed with this PPPD thing, I was like, right, I need to find somebody who has overcome this and is out the other side and has healed through this process, because according to medical doctors, etc., it's not curable. Okay. However, there are many stories of people who have overcome it, right? So I'm like, okay, so it's worked for some people, maybe not for others. So I still hold that belief. I'm surrendering to the belief that it is possible. If it's possible for other people, it's possible for me. Um, but surrendering now, not controlling, because before I was like, okay, what are they doing? What are they eating? What rehab are they doing? What kind of clinicians are they speaking to? Like, how have they done it? So you need to surrender. So clarity, action, surrender, allow, and then celebrate the hell when it arrives. Woo! Okay, I don't know how long I've been speaking, but I hope that this inspires you. Go find some proof of what you desire, get clear on what you desire. I will pop some links in the show notes if I can remember all the things I said I would. If I don't, then reach out to me. Again, please remember there's only 6 spaces left on my Metamorphosis program. This is my 5-month transformational program. It is the perfect thing to get you through the darkness of winter, right? We're starting like nearly the end of August, and we work with our vibration at that time in through to the autumn period. Then we start with our connecting to our intuition and using like spiritual divination, working with the seasons, the cycles, synchronicities, and then we move on to connecting to our life purpose. And we do that from this like the first week in January. We actually start purpose, the third part. And it is the most incredible transformational journey. It costs less than £100 a month, and you get lots of spiritual goodies posted out to you. So if you want to know more about that, or you like want to just go and check out the page, if you know it's for you, I will pop the link in the show notes as well, or I'm happy to hop on a call or answer any questions. But yeah, go listen to this before the weekend. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Let me know if any of them are new to you, which ones you enjoy, which ones you already do. Share this to your stories, share it with your friends. Let's raise the vibration of the planet and allow all our hopes, dreams, desires to come in. So, with so much love from my heart to yours. Namaste and happy manifesting.